Hello dear viewers, and welcome to the golden age of Hollywood. Today we're diving deep into the shocking and exciting lives of some of the most beautiful and scandalous women in cinema history. From the late 1920s to the 1960s, the biggest stars of the silver screen were known not just for their iconic roles, but also for their personal lives that often made headlines. And here they are, the 12 most controversial, talked about, and scandalous women of Hollywood's golden age. Get ready for an unforgettable journey through the lives of these unforgettable names. But before we start, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you won't miss any of our upcoming videos. Clara Bow. Clara Bow, the it girl of the 1920s, was one of the most adored and controversial figures in Hollywood. Known for her stunning looks and vibrant personality, Bow's private life often made headlines. Her sexual escapades were a constant topic of gossip, with rumors swirling about her insatiable sexual appetite. Clara Bow was involved in several high-profile relationships, including a long-term affair with director Victor Fleming. While she was loved by many for her roles in films like It, her personal life seemed to be marked by emotional turbulence and countless affairs. Many believed Bow's desire for affection and attention from men fueled her nymphomaniac tendencies. Her behavior, which often went against the norms of the time, was both adored and condemned, making her a symbol of sexual liberation in an era where such things were often swept under the rug. Despite her later struggles with mental health and career decline, Clara Bow remains a pivotal figure in Hollywood's history of complex women. Joan Crawford. Joan Crawford, known for her fierce persona and relentless ambition, had a personal life filled with passion and heartbreak. Crawford's relationships were notoriously tumultuous. Her marriages to influential men such as actor Douglas Fairbanks Jr. and the famous media mogul Alfred Steele were frequently covered in the tabloids. She was also rumored to have had numerous affairs, including with actors like Clark Gable and Gregory Peck. Joan's reputation as a fierce, independent woman often overlapped with her image as someone with an unquenchable sexual thirst. Her intense emotional and physical connections with men sometimes blurred the lines between genuine affection and mere infatuation. Crawford's behavior was a stark contrast to the more reserved actresses of the time, and her need for both power and affection led many to believe she was a true nymphomaniac. Despite her broken relationships and controversial behavior, Joan Crawford's legacy as a strong, fearless woman in Hollywood has endured for generations. Mae West. Mae West was a force of nature in Hollywood, known for her bold, sexually liberated roles that defied societal norms. She became famous for her risque humor and unapologetic approach to sexuality, especially during a time when women were expected to conform to conservative roles. West's iconic lines, such as, "Is that a gun in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me?" component placement were a direct challenge to the prevailing sexual taboos. Behind the scenes, her life was equally as provocative. West was rumored to have had numerous affairs with both men and women, which she never denied. Her openness about her sexual desires and her ability to turn them into a form of empowerment for women made her both admired and vilified. Many believed that Mae West's desire for sexual freedom went beyond the stage and screen, marking her as one of Hollywood's most notorious nymphomaniacs. While she was a pioneering figure in sexual expression, her behavior also made her a target of moralists and critics of her time. Rita Hayworth. Rita Hayworth was the epitome of glamour and beauty during the golden age of Hollywood, but her personal life was anything but picture perfect. Known for her iconic roles in films like Gilda, Hayworth was adored by audiences for her sultry looks and captivating performances. However, behind the scenes, Hayworth's relationships were marked by turmoil and scandal. She was married 5 times, including to Prince Ali Khan, and had numerous affairs with some of Hollywood's most famous men. Her emotional struggles, combined with her intense sexual energy, led many to speculate that Hayworth's desires were insatiable. Despite her public image as a glamorous movie star, she often sought deeper connections and, in doing so, engaged in numerous passionate love affairs. Her inability to find lasting love and her emotional dependency on men fueled the narrative that she was a nymphomaniac. Her story is one of beauty, vulnerability, and the complexities of love in the public eye, making her one of the most unforgettable figures in Hollywood history. Lana Turner. Lana Turner's career was defined by her beauty and on-screen allure, but her personal life was filled with scandalous relationships that shocked the public. Known for her roles in films like The Postman Always Rings Twice, Turner was equally famous for her passionate love affairs and her series of marriages. She was married 8 times, and each of her relationships seemed to attract public attention. Most notably, she was involved in a highly publicized affair with mobster Johnny Stompanato, which led to his tragic death at the hands of her daughter. Turner's need for emotional and physical fulfillment often led her into turbulent relationships, making her one of the most discussed nymphomaniacs of the Golden Age. Her intense romantic entanglements, combined with her stunning beauty, made her both a subject of admiration and criticism. Lana Turner's story is a testament to the dangers of fame, passion, and the toll that Hollywood's expectations can take on an individual. Marilyn Monroe. Marilyn Monroe's name is synonymous with beauty, sensuality, and tragedy. Her career skyrocketed as she became one of the most famous and sexually iconic women of all time. Monroe's personal life was plagued by a series of failed marriages and highly publicized relationships. From her marriages to baseball legend Joe DiMaggio and playwright Arthur Miller to her rumored affairs with President John F. Kennedy and his brother Robert, Monroe's romantic entanglements were just as famous as her career. Monroe's struggle with loneliness and emotional instability led her to seek solace in her relationships, many of which were short-lived and tumultuous. Her desperate need for love and affirmation, combined with her overt sexual appeal, led to rumors of her being a nymphomaniac. Monroe's tragic end only added to the complexity of her legacy, making her a symbol of Hollywood's golden era and the dangers of excessive desire and fame. Ava Gardner. Ava Gardner was known for her natural beauty and fiery personality, both of which made her one of the most captivating actresses of her time. She was involved in several high-profile marriages, including to singer Frank Sinatra and actor Artie Shaw. Despite these marriages, Gardner's love life was full of affairs and passionate relationships that often ended in heartbreak. Her relationships were often marked by jealousy, infidelity, and emotional intensity. Gardner's need for both love and freedom often led her to take on lovers who were equally as unpredictable as she was. Many described her as a nymphomaniac due to her insatiable desire for both emotional and physical connection. Ava Gardner's personal life was as tumultuous and dramatic as the characters she portrayed on screen, making her one of Hollywood's most legendary and complex stars. Elizabeth Taylor. Elizabeth Taylor's love life was as dramatic as any of the films she starred in. She was married 8 times to 7 different men, including twice to actor Richard Burton. Taylor's relationships were highly publicized and often filled with scandal. Her desire for both emotional and physical intimacy was so intense that it became a defining characteristic of her life. Taylor's most famous marriages, particularly to Burton, were fraught with passion, betrayal, and public outbursts. Her need for constant validation and her relentless pursuit of love made her a figure of fascination. Many believed that Taylor's insatiable desires, combined with her beauty and fame, earned her the label of a nymphomaniac. Her relationships were both a source of great personal joy and immense public scrutiny, and her legacy as a woman who loved fiercely and unapologetically has endured for decades. Novak. Kim Novak's rise to fame was as meteoric as her sudden departure from the Hollywood spotlight. Known for her role in Alfred Hitchcock's Vertigo, Novak became a symbol of mystery and allure. Off-screen, her personal life was marked by several passionate and often secretive relationships. Novak was linked to numerous men, including several famous directors and actors, and her private affairs were widely discussed. Her need for emotional and sexual connection led her to form intense relationships that sometimes overshadowed her career. Many speculated that Novak's desires were excessive, leading to her being labeled a nymphomaniac. Her beauty and enigmatic personality, combined with her complex love life, cemented her as one of Hollywood's most intriguing figures. Jane Russell. Jane Russell was known for her sultry voice and bold, provocative roles in films like The Outlaw. Behind her glamorous screen persona, Russell's private life was full of love affairs and scandals. She was known to have had several high-profile relationships, and her sexual desires were often the subject of gossip. Russell's openness about her sexuality, combined with her physical allure, led to rumors that she was a nymphomaniac. Despite her denials, the constant attention she received from both men and women made it clear that her sexual energy was a defining aspect of her persona. Russell's life was a whirlwind of romance, drama, and passion, making her one of Hollywood's most talked-about stars. Zsa Zsa Gabor was famous for her beauty, wit, and numerous marriages. With a total of 9 husbands, she was often the subject of public fascination. Known for her charming demeanor and extravagant lifestyle, Gabor's love life was equally as extravagant. She was rumored to have had numerous affairs with high-profile figures, and her sexual exploits were often discussed in the press. Gabor's sexual appetite and constant need for attention from powerful men contributed to her reputation as a nymphomaniac. Her story is one of indulgence and excess, embodying the lavish lifestyle of the rich and famous in Hollywood's golden age. Gloria Grahame. Gloria Grahame was an enigmatic and sultry actress, known for her performances in films like It's a Wonderful Life. Off-screen, Graham's love life was just as complicated as the characters she portrayed. She had several marriages, including a controversial union with her stepson. Her relationships were filled with scandal, passion, and emotional turmoil, leading to her being labeled as a nymphomaniac by some. Graham's intense desire for love and attention led her into relationships that were often unhealthy and tumultuous, making her one of Hollywood's most talked-about and complex stars. Well, that's a wrap on the most controversial and fascinating women of Hollywood's golden age. These women weren't just stars on screen. Their personal lives were as dramatic and intense as their roles. Each of them defied the social norms of their time and lived life on their own terms. Their scandals, love affairs, and emotional turmoil not only made them stars, but also solidified their place in history. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Remember, we'll be uncovering more stories like these in our future videos. See you in the next one. Goodbye for now.